we got numbers.
We're not going to start that, are we?
No. Okay, guys, here we are. We are in episode number 291. Light them up, boys. Light them up.
30 of them.
Oh, that's right. Tonight, we welcome back Steve Hoffert. The grumpy sewer guy has returned.
Frumpy.
Now, we're going to try an experiment tonight where we're going to try to dump the podcast faster than we normally do. Yeah. So, but everybody needs to maintain their discipline of this so that we don't have to do as much after action editing. So we want to put out a direct to consumer product right quick in a hurry. So everybody be aware of where your mouth is.
So Cinch went to the principal.
No, I
can't win. I can't even. There's nothing I can do.
I said, what can we do to make it happen faster? And he said, well,
because I said fire Meckelfresh and everything would be great.
Okay. You could just say him in my name.
Oh, it wasn't just you. Yeah, it wasn't just you. But the idea being that if we're all just more cognizant of it, then we can go out to the people instead of waiting a week. So that'd be much nicer. Okay. Now, on to tonight's content. Did everybody get their message, their things to read for tonight's podcast?
Mostly.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't? Are you off the group list?
No, I'm on the group list, but I don't. If for some reason T-Mobile, if there's more than like 9 people on the list, it doesn't give me messages.
Okay, all right. I don't know how many people we have on the list, but fuck T-Mobile.
Well, I think we might have to do a new one because there's a couple people on the list that no longer participate.
Yeah. That is also true. Yeah. Fair enough.
Number 1, get rid of Nick.
Oh. Don't add me, bro.
Right. That's rude. Poor Nick.
No longer with the podcast. No longer on the list.
Well,
he's going to have to bring another pelt to get on the list.
Right, he'll have to
re-beaver. He's racing vintage RC cars now, so he's not going to have time to...
shit. Yeah, he's doing some cool shit.
Yep. I found a new inexpensive bourbon, I thought. Maybe we could give a try.
Oh, I like this sound of an inexpensive bourbon.
This is 103 proof Fighting Cock. Straight bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 97.5%.
97.5%.
Cock?
No, 103 proof, so that would be 97.5.
Cap on.
That would be 52%.
Cost less than $20.
Damn. Really?
Well, whatever.
52%, not 97%.
Is it a plastic
bottle?
Well,
I couldn't read it well because it's messed up there. There's a wrinkle in the thing. So
it's 100% cock.
Whatever.
Now,
the interesting thing is
instead of boating,
there's no blowhard.
There's some old guy that just hangs his dangling there for a couple hours.
There's
that would burn.
No blowhard explanation on the back to describe it. So
that's a good.
Let your lips do the walking.
That's why it's cheap.
And your mouth do the talking.
We should make one like I was walking in Kentucky. It was a cold, brisk afternoon, and I decided to become a distiller.
Or it could be I was just been thrown out of my Uber in Fort Knox. And by the time I hit the curb, I realized there was only one thing I needed, and that was some fighting cock.
My buddy and I were standing at the urinals.
Yes, exactly. Yep. So the fighting cock is the bad boy of bourbon is bottled at a robust 103 proof, but its 6 years of aging smooth out the feathers real well. Through award-winning packaging and point of sale, and a unique and irreverent marketing campaign, Fighting Cock appeals to both male Gen Xers and serious bourbon lovers alike.
Are you kidding?
The Kickin' Chicken, it does. The Kickin' Chicken has been a favorite.
Mutually exclusive.
Oh yeah, it does smell good.
Smells good.
Straight out of the railroad car.
It does not appeal to any women.
You know
the
what
Kickin' Chicken has been a favorite throughout the South for years.
You know what sucks is that I just recently found out that Fighting Cocks were with chickens.
Yeah.
6 months of training out the window.
Out the window. Yep. So that's from Heaven Hill. Heaven Hill Brands.
Like $18 in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing. I mean, it really is. So
you don't fucking start farting, you motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Hey, that's my job.
Fucking 6-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. Their timeline works the wrong way though. So you're on their website. And if you scroll through their timeline, it looks like the company started in 2022.
Oh yeah,
right.
You're right.
But it does. You got to go the other way. So they did start. Apparently, they call their origins back to.
You do that when you're in slow decline.
Yes, they do. And here's what I'm going to tell you about the quality of these spirits. In 2005, Heaven Hill introduced pomegranate liqueur. Anytime somebody runs a bunch of liqueurs, it just brings me back to Paramount. And
the finest
Paramount,
of liqueurs.
The finest of liqueurs. Oh, what were you looking for? Were you looking for a little root beer liqueur? They've got it. Did you want some cotton candy liqueur? They're way ahead of you. Yeah. I'd like some hot buttered popcorn liqueur. They make it.
You go one step up to DeKuyper.
Oh, they were like schnapps. What can't you make with it?
The RV is stocked with all the Paramounts.
All the Paramounts?
I was like, it's a Cleveland-based company.
It is.
I bought gin. I bought vodka. I'm like,
Do
if
they
you just
still
need wash.
Distill here.
Well, they do blend here. So I do see the tanker trucks come in, and they're called Luxor now. So they changed their name from Paramount to Luxor. But they do. I can't smell any distilling, so I'm thinking that they're just doing blending here. So I'm thinking that they're adding flavor packages to
methanol.
Yes, to tanker trucks. Yeah,
Pickling your optic nerve for 100 years.
They said that 1935 Old Heaven Hill Springs Distillery is founded by a group of Bardstown area investors and the 5 Shapira brothers, David, Ed, Gary, George, and Mose. The company has 12 employees.
Mose.
Yep. 1935, December 13th, they filled their first barrel. Good for them.
What did they fill it with, though?
They shut the factory down in 1942 to make for the U.S. government war effort. They produced alcohol for the war effort. So there you go.
And hand grenades.
Earl Beam.
No relation.
Yes, relation.
Oh.
Earl Beam joined Heaven Hill from the Jim Beam Company as the master distiller in 1946.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Some street cred.
It's not that terrible, right? So does anybody remember when we read some hate mail?
Yeah, we
We love that shit.
Yep.
So Matt Davidson, who may or may not be sending us pictures of his scantily clad
Sister.
And I'm totally not saving those pictures. Just
girl next door, what have you.
Yeah.
Sister.
So Matt Davidson sent us some stuff. So I'm going to pass it around. And first of all, to my immediate left is...
Whoa. Have you decontaminated that?
Nope.
Has that been...
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well, all right.
All right.
No, it's still got the
Anthrax.
anthrax on it.
Yeah.
To my left.
Oscar.
To his left.
Steve Sleepy.
To his left.
Dan KROMKE.
To his left.
Johnny Mac.
And to his left.
Steve Hoffert.
Grumpy sewer guy.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
All right.
whoop.
So this I can only assume is a urine sample. So I'm going to pass this to my left until somebody has a sharp knife and wants to open it.
That's
Yeah,
Oscar.
we'll give it to KROMKE. He'll
Yep.
do his honors.
Yeah. There you go. So hand the sharp knife and the bottle to Mr. KROMKE, and then the box is not completely empty. There is also for Oscar to open. I have that.
Okay.
This is truly, my friends. This is truly a gift box. Right.
Uh-oh.
This is a box of gifts.
Oh, he's using
Gaff tape.
gaffer's tape.
That is
Yeah.
proper gaffer's tape too. That is not Gorilla Tape being passed off as gaffer's.
This is a cruel joke. I
Oh,
can
shit.
tell.
That's awesome.
That's pretty dope.
Oh, man.
What you got going on there, boys?
That's cool as fuck.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that looks like some
Nice.
sort of fucking Italian coffee Vespa mug, right?
That's pretty cool.
I
Never
know,
seen this
man.
That is pretty. You know what? That's too. I am a degenerate collector of Vespa
yeah.
items, and I do not have a anthropomorphized Vespa coffee mug.
I mean,
never
that
seen
could
that
be.
before.
And
You
that is
could
pretty
put a
cool.
tiki cocktail in that, and it would not be out of place.
No, you couldn't.
No,
That'd be absolutely right. You
Yeah,
could.
it's
You know what I would recommend?
What's that?
Putting a small cactus in there,
Oh, that'd be great.
so you could have pricks on the inside too. Hey, all right,
Didn't.
Oh.
all right.
Yeah.
What do we got going on over there? Cedar Ridge. This is Iowa bourbon.
Iowa
Iowa's-
corn
yep.
bourbon.
Cedar Ridge.
That sounds like a high-priced housing development to me.
It does. It does. It's
With the shitty HOA that just fucks with you constantly.
Reading about a lot of
No
Iowa whiskeys.
American flags allowed in Cedar Ridge.
No.
oh my.
And if a car is stationary longer than 4 days, it must be towed.
So a little heads up from our friends over at Cedar Ridge Distillery.
Gropey sewer guy wants the...
It says I like their thing where it says Iowa corn bourbon.
I only
Because that is true. They do have a lot of corn in Iowa.
drink Nebraskan bourbon.
As the first distillery to open in Iowa since Prohibition, Cedar Ridge is preserving the legacy of a lost craft. Our techniques let each batch of our whiskey take on the character of Iowa's land and climate. So from the very first sip, every step of the process is evident, from grain to glass, for that's what makes Cedar Ridge whiskey authentic by nature. Ta-da, grain to glass. There you have it. 91 points in the Los Angeles International Spirits Competition. What the fuck do people in Los Angeles know about spirits? I don't know. But here we have it.
I say open it, right? No?
Yeah, yeah, open it. God damn, light the fucking fire into that thing. But there's a rule, though. You're going to open it. You're going to want to get a couple little glasses or something, right? Ooh, check the squeak. That's a good squeak. Ooh. Nice. Oh, that had the sound of decent quality hooch. Yeah, that did.
It smells very smooth.
It does smell really smooth. Yeah, so if you want to if everybody wants to grab a glass or grab glass, take turns grabbing glasses. That's a pretty good idea.
Grabbing asses.
Grabbing glasses and breaking asses.
Smashing asses.
So I went out to dinner on Saturday night to a Mexican restaurant. I mean, just one in Lorraine.
Yeah. Right.
And we went with my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law.
The one down by Lake Erie?
Yeah, that castle one.
Yeah, we eat there all the time.
Papacitos.
Yeah. Papacitos.
Yeah, so they had a band. They sell Suavecito and Yeho for $5 a shot. It's unbelievably cheap.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep.
But my sister-in-law asks for a wine list
at the Mexican restaurant.
The poor little guy brings out a bottle of wine and he's showing her the wine.
No, it's a split. They literally bring you out and split.
Yeah. And it's so ridiculous. And she's like a snob about the wine.
I do.
And then she's like, I do not want this wine. And take it away. I'm like, why would you even ask for wine at a restaurant like that?
At a Mexican restaurant in Lorain, Ohio.
That's just wrong.
That's just fucked up.
When you can get a shot of Suavecito for $5, how can you beat that?
That's my whole thing. Is there are so many good deals to be had at Papacitos because Papacitos is I think it's in the same family as Las Cazuelas, which is the one right by my house.
And that place is the best
and it
chicken
is
soup
good.
Crazy
of all time.
Crazy good. And so I did pull up a picture of it because
is that the one that we went that's near the lake?
This is the one that looks out onto Lake Erie.
Where it is. Yeah,
and so
it's like a castle.
Yeah, it's a good look. Yeah, that's a good one.
If you really wish that you were in, if you really wish that you were in Ensenada or somewhere like in, looking out over the water, eating Mexican food, this place Papacitos nails it. Yeah. And it's this old castle building that was like I could hear that all the way over here. It's an old castle building that was like a medieval themed restaurant years ago. But the one thing that they do is they do a 40-ounce margarita. And you can make that Mama Jamma a full-on Cadillac Gold, man. And I have never missed on the 40-ounce margarita. It is absolutely worth it. And we were there. We've been there several times with good-sized groups of people.
Wiki.
Oh, man. All right.
Wait, pour one for Coolio.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're not kidding. I play some shit right now. We'd get tree monetized. Cedar Ridge. When you've got corn
for
and you're in Iowa, make bourbon.
Or gasohol.
Batch number 420, Sleepy.
Oh shit.
Nice. Batch number 420.
That was meant to happen.
Yeah. They had to consult Willie on this one.
The city it's made in is called Swisher, Iowa.
Swisher. Tell me more. Do you know? Does anybody know anything about Swisher, Iowa? Nothing.
They make good cigars.
Not a. But the thing, if you're ever in Cleveland and you do want to have a waterside dining experience that is not too pretentious, by all means, go to Papacitos because it is really, really good. And
the one on the lake, though, there's 2 locations.
Oh,
yes.
There's 2?
Yeah, there's one right in downtown Lorraine.
Yep, there's one in downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The view, though, is
the one on the lake
fantastic.
is good.
Yeah, the view's magnificent. It is right on Lake Erie.
And they have seating outside, right?
Yeah. The patio's amazing.
It's like a 2-tiered patio.
Yeah. Is it the Lyria one, or which one is the good one?
No, it's in Lorraine.
Oh, that's the good one is in Lorraine.
Yeah, it's right on
Route
Lake.
6.
Yeah, it's right on Route 6. Yeah, and it is fantastic. It's West Erie Avenue.
So Swisher, Iowa is about 10 miles south of Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids. Well, there you go. That explains the name, Cedar Ridge. So from Cedar Ridge, you can see Cedar Rapids is what they want you to know. That's what they want you to visualize. So who has their glasses ready? Okay. So I'm going to pass these over. Now, each one of my reprobates is going to take a look at it, but they're going to stop over there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Oh shit!
All right, ready? So we're gonna wait. They do. It does sing a nice song. Yeah.
Damn.
It does. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Oscar, I was like, pass these over, and they won't leave Oscar.
Sorry.
Literally, Oscar has got them
I need to put my
locked,
cheaters on.
locked down.
Damn.
Yeah, Oscar's gonna run off to the restroom right now.
I need to go to the
If he needs,
little boys' room.
anyone needs him, he'll be in his bunk. Yeah. So this was the. We've all been joking about this with Matt Davidson.
Yep.
And so he, we always, you send a bottle of liquor, that's great. Send a bottle of liquor and
Shout to your boyfriend.
slow clap.
so hold on. I got to take a little drink of bourbon.
Oh yeah.
I remember when it used to look like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Slow clap for that shit.
Yep. And to Matt Davidson,
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Golf clap.
slow clap.
Slow clap.
For Matt Davidson sending
win.
us boudoir photography
Yeah, for the win.
of the highest order.
Oh hell yeah.
Well done. Those are going to go.
Hey, pass them back,
no. Those are
motherfucker.
going to go up on the fridge. That goes. All the souvenirs go on the fridge. You know the rules.
I'll put
I
'em
mean,
up there.
they were cool. They were all right, but Dat Mavison sent us something way better. I'm just saying.
So we got a Vespa with a miraculous caboose, and we got some photographs of a
That thing
miraculous
is
caboose.
fucking cool.
That's
though.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
We got photographs of a magical caboose. Wow, wow is all I have to say.
That's an HO scale train right there.
That is just. Oh wow. Okay.
Get it? HO scale.
dude? That is.
I'm a Lionel guy, though. So.
Yeah. Just gonna. Yeah.
But it's a HO.
Yeah, it's going in the bank.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Those are photographs.
Good job.
On photography.
Yeah, on paper.
Yep,
Right.
yep,
Right.
yep.
Yeah, that's exactly
Well,
right.
that's showing you that he downloaded them and then printed them out.
That's OG.
That just shows he's friends with the guy at the freaking pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's he's bragging.
Or he just saw him passing
He's
by.
bragging
and just
out.
Made a
You can
cut for him.
take your USB stick to Costco and print out
Yeah,
all
you
the
can.
pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Walmart.
So then you
'Cause-
download the pictures off the internet, then you take your USB stick and then you print them out.
Right. Yeah, I know how that works.
Off the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it'd be one thing if in the picture it said Cleveland Moto 2022.
well-
thanks, Phil. Then we'd know.
If
for
she'd have
sure.
fallen asleep with her shoes on, we could have rode on her.
Yeah.
Right. There's a rule.
I know.
So Sleepy, you're saying that he needs to send another one with a Cleveland Moto
Cleveland
sticker,
Moto.
just to know, just to make
Or,
sure.
with permission, of course, maybe a little
course.
tag of Cleveland Moto on a certain area.
I think a little Sharpie tramp stamp goes a long way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sharpie tramp stamp.
Then we have no.
If you pass out near me with your boots on, you're going to get a Sharpie tramp stamp.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
But like,
I'll give you
know,
one for
like
free.
right now, like if you're looking at this in the sense of like we don't want any shadow of a doubt of
Right,
legitimacy.
right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a bit of a shadow of a doubt. All
right.
Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
still ways to fake this. But
Right.
if
Yes.
this,
Right.
if the subject
Right.
of those pictures had Cleveland
Wait.
Moto on
If
them,
you were calling Matt a
Wait.
little bitch.
right,
Right.
You
Okay.
know what?
Yeah.
Right.
A man who's bearing gifts should not be questioned.
Bearing
you
ass,
weren't
too,
you weren't
by the way.
here. You weren't here a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he
yeah.
smoked us.
Yeah,
he smoked
yeah,
us.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's
Oh, yeah.
Was it
he's
hate
been-
mail?
Yeah,
He's
oh,
been
yeah.
on
Yeah.
the. He's been on the providing John with hate mail thing for about 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Why? What did John do?
Asked for hate mail. Straight up, man.
Yeah.
Ask for rum. This podcast has proven you ask for rum, you get giant big bottles of rum. You ask for bourbon, you get 27 bottles of bourbon. You ask for hate mail, the people will provide. Yep.
Yeah.
That is exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Our listeners do not fail to show us.
What about love mail?
John doesn't want love mail.
No.
John
Is
made
this
it
a
very
good time
clear.
to mention there's no bottles of scotch in there?
Oh, you're right. There's
Yeah.
one bottle
Oh,
of
shit.
rye. There's no scotch. That's right. And I put all the bottles out where we could see them. I don't know if Steve noticed that I cleaned the kitchen.
The cafeteria.
Highland Scotch, though.
Yeah. All right. So you guys want to talk about motorcycle content?
Yay.
I mean, if anybody wants to send in some infused sodas or something,
The Bourbon Fairy.
I'm just saying,
The Bourbon Fairy loves Weller's Reserve weeded rye.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to be the
Bourbon Fairy.
That's going to be the All right. Yeah, the Bourbon Fairy. We
Got a stock for next year. Right?
We're in a stock for next year. All right. So motorcycle content, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know this. I didn't even know that the V-strom was coming back.
It never left.
Because I didn't know that it ever left.
It didn't. When did it leave?
They just announced that the V-strom's back.
Well, I think they're just saying like they didn't kill it yet.
I love it. Look, man. An SV650 went away, and it came back as the Gladius.
Right.
Right? But it is just a very funny thing that you can, in fact, rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated. The V-strom, this is the first look at the XT Adventure.
That can't be the XT. It has fucking rims. I mean, wait, right? That's the XT?
There you go.
Oh, no.
There's your XT.
Oh, okay.
All right. I want to make sure. I scared you a little bit. I was like, we're going to fuck with Steve a little bit. So yeah, the XT does have the aluminum wheels with the lacing that goes
Spokies.
the spokey spokes.
Well, and the interesting part,
and they are
now,
tubeless.
but now they all have schnabels because
Yes.
if you think back to 2014 and maybe 16,
Right.
you could get like if you were like, oh man, look at that 2014 on a sweet deal,
Right.
But it didn't have the schnabel; it
Right.
had the bashed in face.
Yes, it did.
But like they were doing both in the same year, and it sucked.
And it did make it a little tough.
I applaud them for resisting to punching it out to 700 because that's
Yes.
kind of what's going on now.
And I think you're right. I really do think that.
But I think it must have been important to them to keep it the 650 because it's been known as the
Yeah.
V-strom.
The
650.
V-strom's been a V-strom for a very, very long time.
It's a solid.
And what's the
platform.
real difference between a 650 and a 700? I mean,
Well, and that's the thing is this thing is designed to shoot it out with the T700 anyway.
That would be 50 cc's, John.
Well, I mean, I think the T700 is way more of a dirt bike. Even the XT is still more of a touring, like cross-platform touring bike, ADV / whatever.
You think the XT is...
I mean, it's still. I mean, like the T7 has like 9 or 10 inches of suspension. It's a dirt bike that happens. You can ride on the road. I mean, this is more of a road bike that you can take on dirt.
Yeah.
it was
exactly.
a good run there.
Yep.
Those 30-some podcasts without Steve.
You missed him.
But what I did want to, and this is kind of the thing, is they're holding true to that idea of being like, okay, we're going to fight really hard to make sure this is a sub $10,000 motorcycle.
Yeah.
And even in the crazy price increase that's happened in the past year, basically, this is still a bike that, $9,100 gets you a 650 cc, very respectable, completely will do anything you want.
Reliable.
SV650 powered adventure bike. And looking at them, I do not hate anything about the standard package. I think the standard package, they all come with the same 5.5 liter gas tank, or 5.5 gallon gas tank rather.
I was gonna say, liter.
Yeah, I've been working in the shop all day today. So but you looking at the differences between what they call the XT model, which is the rims, right? The rims, yeah, they're pretty. Lace wheels are very, very pretty. They really are.
Well, and they're tubeless too, I think.
Yeah, they are. Right. Yeah, it's got the Ridgeline. It's got the Ridgeline style tubeless wheels, so that you can change them. Yep. So yeah,
The
pretty cool.
venerable Versi 650 still coming in at $9,000.
$9,000 even, and that was going to be and the brand new Versis is $9K even. So the difference between a Versis and an SV is $100. And how good the dealer treats you. That's really what it comes down to.
Kawasaki has better colors though.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Green, or green?
Yeah. I think they're all
color
better.
you want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're all,
True.
honestly.
True.
Yeah, if you're going to have Kawasaki on the gas tank, you better have green paint on it too.
Yep.
So, but I thought that was really interesting and that it's just still a solid bike and it's still that, a sub $10,000 price point for somebody who says, is there a legitimately good motorcycle? This is a legitimately great motorcycle. And same with the Versi 650. It's a legitimately great motorcycle.
So when is this one supposed to be available?
Now.
So it's up to 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dealers they're lining up at dealers right now. Here's the thing, though. Looking at John with the V-strom and the Versys, why wouldn't you buy a 2015?
I mean, if you can find one with ultra low mileage,
right?
And you know what I mean, it hasn't changed that much. You're not getting any more.
Yeah,
no.
For half as much money.
I was going to say, what would be the price range?
You'd be spending half as much money for a 5 or 7 year old bike.
That's what got me on a Versys.
That's exactly.
And also,
right.
I mean,
like
like
half as much money.
And so relatively too, you can get a Versys with, and I'm doing quotations, high mileage at like 35 or 40,000 for like $3,000 or $4,000.
Oh,
and that's nothing. That's
way high mileage.
That's way high.
You can look all day long and find Versys under 10,000 miles.
No, but what I'm saying is though is like, oh, okay, maybe my pricing might be wrong, but like you'll see higher mileage Versys really cheap. But like the higher mileage is nothing. Like there's a dude on Adventure Rider that has 186,000 miles on a Versys, and like it's still rolling along without any issues.
Yeah, that's a.
I mean, it's literally the best bike you can buy.
Obviously,
absolutely.
Only the smartest of smart people buy them.
That would even think about it.
Tiger 660.
Yeah.
Right, and that's right. And your Tiger 660, well, how much money?
9.5.
Exactly.
10 more cc's.
So do you think that the
it's a perfect example?
So do you think that 650-ish motor is what that's capping it at 10 Gs? Like people just don't expect to pay more than?
Right. I do. I totally think that's true.
So what's the horsepower and top speed of the Versys and the Tiger?
No, you're talking about the
V-strom?
V-strom 650.
V-strom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll try that. I can do that real quick. We'll do this. We'll do V-strom 650 top speed, right? Yeah, we'll do that.
I mean, the Versys has about 10 more horsepower than the Africa Twin, right?
As far as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, we already established it's way faster.
I'm doing too many things at one time, and you're going to make me say something I'm going to regret. So V-strom, they're saying 190 clicometers. So, but 190 clicometers would be, right around 110, 112 miles per hour, right? 110, 112 miles per hour. And then you said you wanted to look up Tiger. Let's Triumph Tiger.
Yep. And I believe they're claiming 140.
Whoa!
Miles.
Whoa!
Huh.
It gets angry.
140 mpHs according to Triumph.
It gets angry on the top end.
Wow, man, that is a very, very, very. And I mean, they're saying that out of a bike with 47 pounds-feet of torque.
30 miles an hour, is that worth $500?
If you live up there. Yeah, if you live up there, if you go up there, then it is absolutely worth that.
True.
If you are going to be up in that area, woo,
why wouldn't you?
Man,
you're on the Triumph. A Versys pulls up on your right.
Right.
Miles Garrett's on your left.
Right. I got one little bit of a question, though, because I like the Triumph Tiger a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot.
Yeah, it's comfy.
I really like it. It's a really cool motorcycle. But I'm a little curious as why the Tiger, what did you say its top speed was?
I think it said 140.
140. So why is the Tiger showing a higher top speed than a bike that I know is faster, which is the Trident? Oh. Yeah, because they're saying the Trident top speed is 127.
Gearing?
No fairing.
Fairings. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I
think that's it. I think that's it, gentlemen.
I can tell you that's 100% true. My Z900, if I go over 120 something, I have to be kissing the gas tank, laying underneath it.
Got to be in it. Got to be in it. They said that that Kawasaki Versys should be worth about $4,399 for a 2015. So that is a giant savings. That's well over half for a bike that's technically very similar. So that's a really good option for you. I like that.
Did you see this glorious vehicle that was they talked about recently?
I did. Steve, talk about it.
Well, it's just the Yamaha. Apparently, they are bringing it out. It's the Yamaha XSR GP. And it's a retro throwback with the ladder bar fucking livery on it and everything else.
Looks really fucking good.
It looks real good. It's got a nice big fat round headlight.
Is that the 900, right?
Yeah, it's a 900.
Yeah,
so
it's a 900.
GP.
It should scoot.
Yeah, and it does look like exactly what you want it to look like.
Oh yeah.
It does look exactly. I mean, it looks demonetized. Son of a bitch! I didn't put it up on the screen. I did not put it up on the screen. I've been filtering.
You just want a picture. Just a picture.
Right. I've been putting them up here.
So, but we don't get demonetized for putting a Yamaha up on the picture.
No. If you put a YouTube video,
okay,
right? So that's the problem, right?
Claimed.
So if you put a YouTube video up on there, then all of a sudden we're demonetized, right? So that's the problem. So we just can't put YouTube videos.
Well, you can't compete with the devil.
No, it's just like even if I was putting
they
up,
blocked the entire fucking video.
Really?
we didn't do the test yet where we put up the YouTube video
Their
that
AI
we
is
invented.
strong.
Like, dude, he was showing a video. You weren't here for it.
Yeah.
He was showing just in the background, like
Right.
dudes doing wheelies. And we're
Right.
talking.
Yeah.
It knew the video. It knew the times when the video was playing.
Yeah.
And it was in a screen.
It's true.
And it was like your video is blocked across the United States, Canada, Europe, Russia, Asia. Like, fucking whole
All
thing.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't there like fair use? I mean,
There isn't because you're on their platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but you would think that you could play like even a song. You could play like a certain like 30
No, that
seconds.
was the
of
other
a
thing
song.
is you were filming and it
Yeah.
was playing Leonard Skinner in the background.
Yeah, and I had to take it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've been learned. So we've been learned about that. So here it is. There's the XSR 900 Cafe Racers. Cafe Racer. It's fucking beautiful.
Beautiful.
It gives
It's
me some like
beautiful.
Ducati feeling.
As much as the headlight, the single individual mono headlight initially bothered me, but then I started thinking about like, well, what headlights could they put on it? Because the R1 already did the R1 headlights.
Yeah, there's little doodles.
The little slanties, the little slots. Yeah, these are the headlights that need to be on it.
I mean, it looks
The
like
headlight that needs to be on
it looks like somebody adapted a Rickman.
It does.
Fucking like old school.
Yeah, I agree.
Fairing kit onto an R1 or
Totally agree. Yep, looks like a great old fairing.
or a torpedo heater.
But
Or a
like,
torpedo. It does look like a torpedo heater.
but you know what gives me my cockles wiggling?
Yeah.
Is that they stop with the angly back end.
Yes, the bump stop looks good.
Yeah.
The rear fairing looks like it should. They no longer have the I wish I was a Bosozoku bike.
Right.
Right.
Where
Or
it
a
no
fucking
longer
Cylon.
just shoots up in the air.
Right.
Right. I like that. Yeah. I approve of this motorcycle. This motorcycle's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm sure
a
it's going to
big
be
fan.
an afforditanium, but
Yeah, but it should be. That's
So
good.
it's a concept or is it the?
No, it's going to roll out
yeah,
now.
they're gonna roll it out.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, this is it. So I'm very, very cool. And because Honda launched their Hawk 11, so the Honda Hawk 11 is that got, they're making it. They're going to build it. So good. Great. So we're going to have some beautiful motorcycles. And that's nice to have beautiful motorcycles because Hayabusas have looked like Hayabusas for fucking ever. And R1s have looked like R1s for fucking ever. So you couldn't just keep going back to the same thing. I'm glad they came up with something that looks like sex. And I do like the look of this motorcycle. Badass.
I know it wasn't on the list, but did you also see that Livewire is coming out with the electric street tracker?
Yeah, well, that's the Del Rey.
Okay.
And so the Del Rey's been out. Well, it's been in prototype form for a little while, and now they've just launched it to the public, which people can actually buy them. They're $16,000, $17,000. They're a little on the small side when it comes to battery and range. So they're calling it 80 horsepower, and it's the very squishy math with electrics. But the thing is, they're saying it's a 100-mile range, but that's tough too because a bike that gets 140-mile range, if you ride it at 80 miles an hour on the freeway, you're looking at under 100 anyway.
Right.
So how they're going to do the math on that, not sure.
My buddy has a Zero, and
Yeah.
he was driving at 35 miles an hour because he was worried about running out of electrons. I'm like, what the?
I went 100 miles on it.
You went 100 miles on an old 6.5 battery?
Well, that's a new one.
Oh,
The
you got a new battery. You got a
7.2,
7.2 now.
Still, I went
but you did 100 miles?
Yep.
On a 7.2.
And I listened to this fucking tard bitch at me the whole time because he had to pass me. He had to pass me on a road that spewed tar all over me.
Well, there's fucking the speed on down the road is 60 miles an hour, and you're going 35, and you wonder why there's a string of cars a mile long behind you.
And that is
I
true.
let them pass me.
Get off, pull over in the fucking ditch. And
Nobody likes people who hypermile. Nobody likes people who hypermile, man.
nobody.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
grab hold of my fucking mirror. I'll take
Yeah.
you with me or something.
Then I would get 150 miles.
Great.
You
Let's
be giving
do
some regen, man.
it. Great. Let's
Look,
do it.
he's going to do it anyway. He doesn't care if you're hanging off the side of his vehicle. Oh my God.
Damn.
Yeah, why don't you just get in the car with him?
I miss Steve. This is good
How
shit.
many miles per hour do you get then? You get a lot of miles per hour. Or a lot of miles per gallon. If you throw that bitch in the trunk.
I'll throw a ratchet strap off the back.
You can show up at work with 100%.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow. But 100, getting 100 out
But
of
I got 100 out of that bike.
Yeah, so
7.2.
getting it 100 out of a Zero FXS is fucking legendary.
I'm in no rush.
No, he's about to become
What
a
are you in
super
a rush
rush.
for? To get another donut?
For you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only time you should be in a rush.
Donut stat.
I will say that fucking Iowa bourbon is good.
It
It's
is.
all right. It's no
I'm
problem
okay
with
with
it. It tastes good.
I take back about half of what I've said about you, Matt Davidson.
Just half.
And thank you for ripping on John.
Yeah, Steve, it would have done your heart good, buddy. Yeah, it would have done your heart good.
Yeah.
He did. He held back very little, very fucking little. And look, if I ever have to have another discussion about a Honda Dream 305 versus a 250, fuck it. I'm gonna have to look at these pictures again, because that shit that went on way too long. All right.
Do the Dreams have single carburetors?
Oh God, here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Up the shut fuck. Okay.
Yes. All right. So next news story I wanted to bring up. So over there in England, and this we did this for Nigel. So you've been lightly replaced. So we have a stunt. We have a stunt grumpy. So we hired a stunt grumpy while you were gone.
Well, there's an international consideration.
And right.
Yeah.
And he's from the international team. And
He's actually kind of good looking.
He's
has
fucking
a really
handsome.
Nice car.
Excellent voice.
Well spoken.
Really good
Oh, yeah.
voice.
Smells
Cool
good.
accent.
There was no arguments. Everything was. It was like a pleasant place to be.
Yeah.
we miss you, Nigel.
He
So,
he smells good too.
But no, we didn't
bit
hire
nutty.
him. He showed up. So anyway, but we brought this story up for Nigel, but he couldn't be here tonight. So the on the M25, which of course is big highway in England, protesters have actually glued themselves to the gas pumps. Now, look, I am no stranger to adhesives. And I have glued many parts of myself to many parts of myself before.
Oh yeah.
That sounds horrible.
There have been super glue incidents in this building. And I can tell you that at no point in my career have I ever felt strongly enough about a cause to put wacky glue all over my hand and then put my hand on a gas pump. The young lady in the orange vest here, the reason she looks so attached to that gas pump is because she's attached to that gas pump.
Yeah, but nail polish remover, and now she's not attached to that gas.
No way, baby.
I'd fill her pants with great stuff.
Yeah.
That would be nasty. That's
too,
worse
Steve.
than
I would too.
that would be worse than super glue.
I'd mix up a batch of great stuff right there on the spot. But here's the truth. Nail polish remover only works at the part the nail polish remover can get to. So I had a bottle of super glue open up in my hand one time, and I glued a mirror bracket, the super glue container, and 7 inches of shag carpeting to my hand because I didn't know the thing had broken open.
Right.
And I put my hand down on the carpet for leverage. And I couldn't take my hand off the carpet. And the mirror was there too. So I had to cut the carpet out.
Giggity.
That cost more than you think.
Oh yeah.
And then once I cut the carpet out, I went and stole all my wife's nail polish remover, and I soaked my hand in nail polish remover. 6 hours.
Nothing.
I was feeling sick to my stomach because the nail polish
Smelling
remover
it,
was
yeah.
Coursing through
my veins. I absorb it. So yeah, it took me a really long time. So what I can tell you is if somebody maliciously glues themselves to a petrol pump
Why did she glue herself to the petrol pump?
to protest.
Protest what?
She's in a
Climate
group.
change.
She's in a group called Just Stop Oil.
Do you cut the end of the pump off or do you cut her hand off?
Well, as anybody who's ever ran away from a pump too quickly knows that those pumps just kind of snap right off.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't cut her hand off.
No.
You don't. No, because then she'd be in a Lucasfilm. Instantly. So anyway, they did interfere with the operation of a petrol station, and they said Kit is not your wife, Steve. Kit is being used to remove a protester who has glued themselves to the base of this petrol pump. We will provide full arrest numbers shortly. Thank you for your patience. Protester removal can be a complex process, which can take some time.
I
love that they're just saying that protester removal as though like it's a button you press, right?
Call in the team, the squad.
Right. Yeah. Oh, this is the protester
No, it's
removal
like
squad.
moving poop off the sidewalk.
They've got a special van.
PRS. They come in.
Well, just unhook the fucking hose and
I
get
say
the
just
fuck
put her
out
in
of
the
there.
ambulance and take off.
Other people did glue themselves to the pumps themselves. So as to be more of
I'd burn her off.
look
Now.
exactly. But the point being this, it is an inconvenience to the people that are trying to, that are lining up for fuel. It is an inconvenience and it's costing the company money, the gas station money, right? But it's not really going to stop anybody
the
from
refinery or anybody.
right. It's not going to slow the refinery down one tiny bit.
She had more of a chance, or they had more of a chance.
The
Right.
mission's already accomplished.
Right, but I'm saying that they had more of a
news.
chance of delaying, like
Right.
somebody that works in the climate change office
Right.
just getting to work.
Yeah.
All they need to do, I mean, all these protesters are stupid. All they need to do is shoot a couple bullet holes in the transformers at the substations. I mean, they'll overheat, they'll burn up, and they won't be able to replace them for 13 weeks.
No, John's right. It's just PR. It's just actually it's in the news and we're
The
talking.
fact
about
that
it.
we're
That's
here,
the whole-
what?
And I'm not gonna read into their mission statement. I'm not gonna read into their group or anything else. Whatever. I'm not. That's not what I'm here to do. That's not what I'm here to. That's not my game. My game though is to call attention to what a impotent and futile act this was, because even if just getting your face on the news was your total goal, then again, very, very small queen wave and one golf clap, because you did get some media attention, right? So if that was your whole goal, then mission fucking accomplished, right? And just like Pussy Riot and anybody that wants media attention, there's great ways to get it, and this is a great nonviolent way to get your attention. That's badass. If you did it because you wanted to give a black eye to the oil companies, no, not really, not so much, not even a little bit. Not when people that control fossil fuels are literally dumping billions of cubic feet of it into the Baltic Sea and into into the water, per second, because they've got a penis problem. You're not going to use my fuel. I'll just dump it out in the ocean then.
Yeah, destroy the world.
Right, exactly. So that's that. So anyway, that is one of the things I wanted to call attention to, not because of the group, just because as a motorist, kind of going up there and being like, oh, well, the pumps are closed.
Okay, I'll go to the next one.
I'll go to the next station, I guess. Do you guys still have coffee? Right? Do they glue themselves to the coffee pot?
That would be worse.
If they didn't glue themselves to the coffee pot,
I mean, I consider it a win. You got something.
exactly. Right. I know they're not gluing themselves to the last gas station. Right. So I think I'm okay with that.
They're not gluing themselves to the toilet seats.
Yeah.
Oh, again. There you go. Right? Because then how long can you sell gas if your bathroom's out of order? Right?
Most of them are out of order to begin with. But
I think that's a lot like the ice cream machine at McDonald's. It's out of order because they want it to be out of order. Yep. It's like the door locked in front of my shop. It's not by accident.
you want to use that toilet? Whatever happens is on you, buddy.
And it might be.
On you.
All right.
Once you get past the smell.
You got it.
We talked about this.
Got it licked.
That's the punchline that's never going to go away this fucking.
He stole your line.
He is. Yeah. Oh my God. So that's enough of that.
Oh, here it comes.
Everybody have a hot take on that?
I heard it from a friend.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Heard it from a friend. All right,
Here we go. We're all set. We got the screen set up for our listeners at home, our viewers at home. Dun, 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 dun.
That's so good.
If you told me that this was a 70s Yamaha XS 650 with gold rims and an XT gas tank, I would go, yep, okay.
Yep.
I wouldn't argue with you.
Any Yamaha, 70s Yamaha.
Yep.
No, the seat's not rounded the way they were.
You're right. The seat's less awful. You're right.
No, the seats were great back then.
They were they were comfy,
Yeah, they were super comfy.
but they did look like
Well, they looked ugly, but they were comfy.
Yeah, exactly. Boy.
I'd rather have comfort than...
I don't agree with you. Even though we're saying the same thing.
Right. Described a lot of relationships.
Oh, look at
there.
that thing.
But I am going to suggest that, I really like the way, and instead of having the 2 shock absorbers that it might have had in the 70s, it has just the one big mono shock in the middle.
That's the only thing that gives it away.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Right, it does.
Oh, the monoshock?
Yeah, the monoshock really does.
They didn't even go for upside down forks.
No,
or
they
nothing,
didn't. It
man.
looks very cool.
Well, it has like a. Wait, what's the other side? Okay, so you can't really see the exhaust, so it still kind of looks period correct.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
To me, that's an XT500 all day.
I agree.
Yeah,
It's an XT500 all day long.
Except
it's
for
a single cylinder jug.
It's got an 80s rat
But it's a
tail,
clone of the Honda motor, the XR.
Well, that's the thing, because the company who builds it is the company that does Shine Ray. So it's the company that does the G400C. And they do have all of the licensing and all the rights and everything for that XR motor. But here we have it as a 650cc in arguably Yamaha clothing.
So I'm doing like, well, would I buy that or
Right.
would I buy an XR650L?
Right.
They're about the same price.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd buy an XR650L.
But the XR...
Seat's better.
Right.
Seat's way thicker.
I would just buy it because it's Honda.
Right.
It's original Honda.
Right.
And I don't know if
Exactly.
that motor's coming out of Japan or not, but
No, it's not.
that motor isn't coming out of Japan.
Exactly. We know the Honda motor's not coming out of Japan, and we know this motor's not coming out of Japan. And we know the Honda XR650L is going to set you back $69.99. Like, that's what they cost. Brand new right now, that's exactly what they cost. And they're a great bike that has been around for 9,338 years, and they've never been bad, right? And
Look, it's their retro version.
It is the retro version. Yeah, it's the new for 2022.
It's never
It's the
changed.
2022 XR650L Legacy Edition. But the thing to me is that the XR650L does not look anywhere near as good as this does.
You're right. I'll give you that.
No,
And
because that looks more like a Ducati Scrambler, kind
It
of.
looks just more like a classic enduro bike.
But I mean, it looks kind of like a Ducati Scrambler too.
there are parts of it that have that song, but to me it looks to me like an XT500.
You know, and if you could find
Yeah.
like the old Fender with the light built in that
Yeah.
hangs down low and
Yep.
slap it on there, it'd be fucking amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
agree.
we need to make a body kit for the
Yeah.
XR650L.
So, right. Yeah, that's another thing.
Is it fuel injected yet?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
No, it's not. So your Honda XR does lack certain technical refinements, is the nicest way to put it. You're right. Yeah, that's absolutely
but they
true.
still move as the 72-year-old guy down
But the
in
mash
Blue
isn't.
Ridge Mountains.
The mash isn't fuel injected.
Yes, it is.
Oh, we can steal the fuel injection from a mash.
I know you could.
But that is something that, I mean, that's a real thing. And
That color scheme is better.
the white, the latest version of the XR650L, and I'll pull this up. I'll throw this
Needs
up.
gold rims.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it clearly needs gold rims because that's clearly what we're all talking about. But the gas tank and everything on this bike does scream in 1984, which is what it is. You know, I mean, that's what the bike is. The color option's white. You want a white? You have a white. You have a white. That's great. You should have a white.
The color option's white.
Color options are white, white, or white, and white.
I don't like the seat.
Yeah. So, and it has a 42.5 millimeter carburetor.
No.
Yep. How do you like that compression ratio? 8.3 to 1. That is right down there in the diesel. Like that
With
is
the Urals.
seriously. That is down with the Urals. That is really low. That is really low.
It sounds better though.
I mean, the buddy's 10 to 1.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, but imagine that 650 RFVC motor with a 10 to 1 compression.
I know. Oh,
making
yeah.
50, 60 horse.
Right. Yeah. Right. This has never been encumbered by too much horsepower. Like nobody's ever accused the XR650L of being too powerful.
It doesn't need it. They really and they do everything.
Yeah. It's
Like
just
I said,
That was
that old-
my 500. That XR 500 I had was the easiest wheeling bike that I've ever had.
Right. Well, and
You
the
thought
idea
about it,
is
and it was up.
the idea is if we go over to the mash side of the house, we have a 4-valve head, we have a 650cc barrel, and we have fuel injection.
You have the same motor
It's the same motor, right?
with fuel injection.
With fuel injection. It's the same RVPC head. So
Are you going to sell these?
I fucking hope so, goddammit, John.
Okay.
I really hope so.
What,
I
this is a
really, really
Yamaha?
hope so. Huh?
You said it's a Yamaha?
No. It's
a
a Shine
mash.
Ray.
It's a Shine Ray?
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was I thought it was a Yamaha.
That's the idea.
Oh.
That's what they want. But it's not. It's called MASH in Europe, but the bike that is called the MASH in Europe is called the G400C here.
It'll probably be what? $6,000?
Right now in European dollars or in English pounds, which for a second there was the same as $1, it was $45.99.
Wow.
So $45.99 pounds, right?
500, 5.
Right?
It'll bump up a little bit once it comes to the States, though.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's kind of weird, but so that's $5,100, right? So $5,100 at current exchange rates. It's if it comes in for anything less than $6,000, I think we're all very happy people, right? So if it comes in at anything less than $6,000, I think
that's-
everyone's going to be happy.
That would also be less than a CRF 300L.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
So why wouldn't you want a 650
Right,
over
because
a
right
300?
now the G400C, you can get a G400C for between $4,000 and $4,500. So between
That's a good
4,000
deal,
and
too.
4,500. Right. Yeah. And we've got a lot of people that own them, a lot of people riding them, putting a lot of miles on them, and people are very happy with the bike.
I bet they'd make a great ice racer.
Ah.
Then you could really hurt yourself.
Yeah. My only problem with the MASH is that I'm like, yeah, I fucking want this. I want this in our country. I want this bike in our country this year. You know, it's like, yeah, I want
right now.
because it's been there for 2 years. So it's been there for 2 fucking years. So
Why did it have a ClevelandMoto rating? It had 3 stars.
what are you talking about?
Go up. Look,
Oh,
at a glance.
yeah,
3 stars.
at a glance, yeah, because Mike Armitage is going to say that its shortages are there's not a lot of MASH dealers, right? So there'll be some reason why they don't give it 5 stars, right? Yeah. So there you go. So anyway, that's that. So game on. So there you have that one. What are you guys fighting over there? Huh?
I gotta go get him more ice.
Yeah.
Oh, more ice. Okay.
Here.
Yep.
Give him a huge rock in there like last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big fucking
The top
iceberg.
of the glass.
Just sink the Titanic in
I
it.
gotta tell you though, that Iowegian whiskey is amazingly good.
Though Iowegian whiskey is good. Yeah, I got it. I've got it right there. Cedar Ridge. Props to Cedar Ridge. Yeah.
Iowa what?
Iowegian.
Oh, Iowa. Gotcha.
Are you from Iowa?
Iowegian.
I didn't catch that on the
That's
first
what they
try.
call them in Wisconsin.
Right.
Iowegians.
Iowegians. Well, there you go. It is fucking delicious. There's no doubt about it. I put down my other cocktail just to drink that. That gives you an idea how good it is. It's really fucking good. You're bringing the whole ice tray out. Nice. Oh, that sounds so good on the microphone. Yeah. Yeah.
You got one on the
These
floor.
are our cheap ice cubes. Yeah. Nice. So, in many different, from our last podcast, one of the things we bitched about was the Justin Bieber
Yeah.
Vespa that I've been saddled with. And you know how I'm good.
Saddled?
Who they gave me one, and I was like, I can't sell this bike. I just can't sell it. I've tried for the past 2 months to sell this fucking bike. Nobody will buy it. Politically, people don't like Justin Bieber. It's an all white bike, so that's its own problem.
Paint it black and put white lettering on it.
We have had
We have a discussion.
we have had an entire podcast about why the Justin Bieber is so fucking toxic in my showroom. Did you just crop dust him? Oh no, he crop dusted you.
I'm
Great.
returning the favor.
I'm gonna
No,
turn
he's
the fucking
farting over
fan
here.
on.
This guy's
Screw you
farting
guys all
everywhere,
over.
man.
Fuck you, dude.
Yep. Fuck you, dude. Right. So
Oh no. Oh my god.
so one of our podcast listeners came up with the idea that we need to do to save it.
Put a Stormtrooper on top
I
of it?
approve.
That looks good.
Take all the Justin Bieber shit off of it and let's Stormtrooper that puppy.
Yep.
Let's fucking, or
R2D2.
or we could R2 that bitch. So,
that's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
and the Bieber's got a square headlight, and this Sprint that they did the R2D2 treatment to, this thing's got a square headlight. So,
Oh, props to that. Who was this listener? Do we know?
yeah, I'll give you the thing in a second.
Because
here.
this guy, that was good.
Yeah, it's a really good suggestion, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, and like that's called being right on the spot too. John McGuire.
Nice job, John.
Thanks,
John McGuire said, "Do a Star Wars Stormtrooper Vespa, light black accents, maybe a decal of a Stormtrooper on the side, something done with the front. Let this be an inspiration." He actually sent me a picture of a Stormtrooper standing next to a Lamborghini Gallardo that is fierce.
What about a Spaceballs?
There you go. That's the picture of the Stormtrooper standing next to the Lamborghini
That's good.
Gallardo.
Yeah.
But I like the idea. Spaceballs theme would be fun.
You could change the horn to go like.
Just get a little hologram projector. It just has Leia on it.
Yeah.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. But this doing a Star Wars Stormtrooper themed, right, or doing R2 themed is pretty fucking cool.
yeah.
And it's a lot more fun than the Justin Bieber.
And it could hang out with yours.
Oh, it can hang out with my
Chewie.
Wookiee. That's
Yeah,
right. I
Chewie.
got my Chewbacca scooter. This one is a different theme. This is done on a Vespa, a GTS. GTS.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really tastefully done thing too. So that's cool.
Yeah.
So I do like these things as being options and certainly better options than the
a good
stupid
idea.
Justin Bieber. Fucking hell, man. Yeah. So just that's all better. All of those things are better and I appreciate it. Yeah. Totally cool. Digging it. There's the front of that one.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Isn't that cool? I'm going to pull this up to the main screen just so more people can see it because it is pretty. I mean, it's got a very good execution.
What's going on with the seat though?
It does look like it's some sort of, I don't know. I think maybe the seat didn't show up to work
took
that
it
day.
out, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the bike without the seat. And I don't know why they don't have a seat on this bike. I mean, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, this is a picture of the bike.
That gas cap will anchor you.
Yeah, right. Just quench down on that. Right down on that. Yeah. Just hang down right down on that gas cap. So I think we got the solution for what's going to be happening with the Bieber. We'll figure something out with that.
That would literally be a bung.
It would be a bung. Yep. It'd be bunging all over that place. And then, but I thought that was good news. The listening, like the stuff that we've been getting from
We embroidered Princess Leia's face on the seat. So
He's sitting on her face.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I would just have the very young Anakin, like Jar Jar Binks on the seat would be cool. Yeah.
Preferably.
Ewoks would be great. The let's see here. The other thing, somebody else said we could just put a Clockwork Orange banner behind the Justin
great.
Bieber.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you think about the Clockwork Orange thing, and they're all wearing white, all the droogs.
Oh, yeah,
So you could do a Stanley Kubrick.
A cod piece over the
Do it,
front.
yeah, cod piece, exactly. A little piece of like little black eyeliner.
Yeah,
on the front.
Yeah, one black eyelash up in the front.
Headlight. Yep.
That'd be pretty good.
That's
I
not a
wouldn't
bad
hate
one
that.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have some Patreon questions, but this is a Patreon question. I don't think any of us are qualified to answer. So I'm gonna throw it out here, and we'll see. Whoa, Jesus Christ, man!
Fuck. No more pizza for this fucker.
Oh my God, it just lights them right up. Okay, Aerostitch suits. Aerostitch suits.
Where's Smith?
Does he have an
Where's
Aerostitch
Smith?
suit?
Yeah, I think so.
He's the only one that has his
No,
Aerostitch.
don't you have half of it?
He's got the bottom half. I have the top half.
Did you guys go out as a pony for Halloween? Oh, you guys a pantomime horse?
Nice to butts.
So Aerostitch suits, worth it or just douche farkle? And do you have a better recommendation? I ride a V-strom, so obviously style and taste aren't concepts I understand. Also, Nigel was a great guest listener from this side of the table. Or a great guest from the listener's side of the table.
We agree.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well,
So-
I like the jacket I have.
Okay.
But it's way overpriced.
Yeah,
but I think it does work really well. Like
it fits well. I mean, it fits well.
Though they've dragged people and not people, but they've dragged them behind cars for way longer than they should have, and they haven't burned through.
Yeah, but you're gonna. I mean, how long are you gonna be dragged behind a car?
Yeah. Okay. Let me put it this way: if you have what you have, an Aerostitch, and
I was dragging you,
you're probably going to be okay.
Forever.
If you have a built from Cycle Gear, chances are you're probably going to fucking be injured.
Yeah, but you're looking at two ends of the spectrum. You could buy something in the center that's going to it's going to protect you just as well.
I don't feel real armored with my Joe Rocket jacket, honestly. I mean,
right. So here's what it comes down to: an Aerostitch suit for a men's R3 light, right? A men's R3 light stealth one piece is going to set you back $1,527 hairs. Oof. Now, if you do get a Road Crafter, which is kind of the one that most guys have, they tend to be, the Road Crafter is the one that makes you look like, you were a NASA washout. They do always look like you're stealing somebody else's underwear. Like
my favorite thing is the fluorescent yellow Aerostitch. Looks like pee in like 2 weeks.
Not just that, but the red ones look pink after 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? So all these old guys running around in their pink onesies.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like they're wearing. It's like they're wearing a pink romper. So looking at like the Cousin Jeremy suit, which is one of their more modern cuts, that's $1,347, right? And it is the idea of a coverall, right? So any of you that have ever had to wear coveralls for work, right? Coveralls have one amazing feature, and that is that you don't need to do much underneath them. No. And that all the pockets are on the outside. So you just kind of slide into this thing, and then you're good.
You can't poop, though.
Right. That's a very good point.
True.
Now, the trick with the Aerostitch's claim to fame forever has been that the zipper goes from your neck to your foot. Yeah. Right?
You're right.
It does. And so I had IN Aerostitch that I was bequeathed. And I had an Aerostitch that was bequeathed to me, and I did wear it on my trip from Cleveland to Alaska. Oh. And so I had a acid green Aerostitch that was piss green yellow by the time I got it. It also had 75 mysterious oil and various stains on it. So that's something to consider when you get like blaze yellow shit, is if you're not a super neat person, any stains or anything on it will be on it forever. You're never going to get that shit out. So they do make it in a sage green.
Patina, dude.
Yeah, right. So they make it in some different colors.
Like dark gray.
Yeah, but the idea being like a lot of people want the visibility, right? So the people want the visibility. That's fine.
I'm not saying they're not good. They're great.
Right. Yeah.
But the cost, I mean, I guess you could say you put a cost on your life.
True. Right. True. Exactly.
I mean, honestly,
but I felt safer in it.
Yeah, but it goes to also, so you have the jacket, but like if you're looking at a suit.
Yes, he has the jacket and he wears it with shorts.
I get it.
So there you go.
But here's the thing. I mean, like,
that's true too.
At least my shoulders and arms won't get hurt.
Right.
No, but like, I mean, honestly, with an Aerostitch, I think it depends on what kind of riding do you do. Do you do 38,000 miles a year traveling across country on the highway? That might be a great option for you.
If you just don't crash, you'll be okay.
Yeah, and I think that the cheapest way that you can get into a new stitch, excuse me, is with the Road Craft. So the Road Crafter, $1,297.
Well, I felt the safest I've ever felt on a motorcycle is I had when I worked at the pharmacy, the pharmacist's son was a leather, whatever you call it,
leather enthusiast?
No. He made leather jackets.
So it wasn't from the drugs?
No, he made...
The safest I ever felt was when I went to the pharmacist and got Valium.
And I felt really
horse
safe.
Valium. And I got horse Valium.
No, but I had a 5-quarter, a 5-quarter leather jacket.
Okay, stadium
and
length. Yeah, right.
But it was a really
5 quarters.
No, it was a 5-quarter.
Yeah.
No, it's like the one that covers your ass.
I know.
That's 3/4.
But math doesn't make any sense.
Is it 3/4?
Yeah, they call it 3/4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because 5/4 is.
I was thinking of my porch.
It's a 1.25 cow.
No,
they only use 5 cows.
Sorry, when I put boards on my porch, it was 5-quarter they call it 5/4 lumber. It's actually an inch thick.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
So sorry, I was thinking of that.
I get
sorry.
it. Right.
But anyway, 3/4 jacket with chaps.
Yeah.
I feel perfectly safe with that.
Right.
Chaps.
No, but it can't be the faux chaps, like the ones that make you that are looking good. They have to be the really thick, like the rawhide, or the full grain leather.
You can do kangaroo leather. It bounces when you hit the road. So much better. Yeah.
Lots of pockets.
Lots of pockets. One big pocket and it bounces when it hits
I
the
want
road.
my suit made out of Tigger the Tiger.
Tigger the Tiger. They springier.
I thought you were gonna make it out of meat and skin.
I will say that the cousin Jeremy
call it the
suit
Lady
is
Gaga.
kind of looking. It looks nice. It's a good looking
And we
suit.
go back. John did say Tigger with the T, just to make sure that there's no.
Yeah. Right.
You don't want to be demonetized for that.
You can't. No. We even
Hate speech, John. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Not-
Bringing
No,
up Tigger.
it turns out they're like, that's the thing is accidental stuff we say around here is the chink in our armor. And it never, and it's not safe anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. We got to be real careful. So that's it. So, all right. But yeah, looking at their jackets and stuff, $727 for the Darien Light jacket.
Oh, jeez.
And so I've got my Tourmaster jacket and I think it's I ride it a lot. I use it in the rain. It's pouring down rain.
Tourmaster's great.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
Man.
It works fine.
I'll say this: if you're looking at the Climb suits that are $1,200-$1,500,
Exactly.
these are better than the Climb, though.
I
think.
kind of, yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
their warranty's better. Everything. I don't know.
Yep.
Plus, you don't look like a douche nozzle that's going to fucking Starbucks.
Oh no, I think you look like a different kind of douche nozzle. Yeah, I gotta say, it's just a different value. To do a one-piece Aerostitch, people are like, oh, he's been riding BMWs for a long time.
Right.
You do the one-piece Climb, and now you might as well have Team Starbucks on the back of that thing, right? That's that's what it looks like. And I mean, I hate to be that obvious thing, but when the people are, all Climb all the time, it's just as bad, crazy brand loyalty awareness.
What are the
as
wax
anything
cotton
else.
ones?
Did you see?
Heingerich.
Heingericus, yeah.
But did you see you could win
Or
$1,000
Bellstaff.
Bell stuff.
when you looked at the Climb website? It said you can win $1,000 gift certificate.
To
That's-
Starbucks?
No, but that's good for a pair of socks.
Oh, so their Badlands jacket. So the Climb Badlands jacket. To me, I think that the Badlands jacket in the peyote, and yes, they do name their colors.
You should be flying an X-wing fighter.
Yes,
in that bitch.
you should be on the set
shit,
of a
yeah.
Star Wars film.
More battle
and for
black than
$1,200, you
anything.
probably could pay your way into.
And
the
that's
Star
the
Wars
other
film.
thing is that's just the fucking jacket, boys. That's no trousers.
Buck Rogers.
That is sans trousers. So you're going to have to spend almost more than that to do what? Protect your fucking little kneesels and to protect your calves and your butthole and all the other fun
A
stuff.
little Grendel.
Your Grendel's going to get grindled. So that I love this jacket. To me, this jacket looks awesome. Now, it does have the official I Ride a GS cut. It has the official I Ride a GS look to it.
That thing won't fit me.
Dude, they're 4X.
They go to
doesn't fit me.
3X. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's tapered down. He's tapered up.
Yeah. No, but they're European.
Tapered out.
They're made for dudes
That's
named
the wrong
Alfonso.
thread for me.
That's the wrong thread count. Yeah.
you
So
have
it
to
is
be-
really, that's a tough thing. So looking at that and looking at their suit costs a lot more money.
They're made for dudes who eat once a week and smoke every day. They're literally European jackets.
They do 10, but
Americans
I know they do
don't
make. They make big stuffs, but
don't be a adventure douchebag rider. I mean, those guys never wave at you.
Yeah.
They think they're better than everybody else. Fuck them. Yeah. That's what I say.
I haven't had that experience, but
So if you ride past them, just like
Yeah,
Look,
just
Mom,
like fuck
done with
you.
it.
Nice climb.
I originally felt like Like in the Volkswagen community, Volkswagen people wave at other Volkswagen people by throwing out the shaka, right? So you all throw out the shaka. It's the hang loose symbol, pinky out, thumb out. And Volkswagen people pass each other, and they do that. And that's even invaded the world of Subarus. Jeep people will wave at each other in a Jeep.
That's what I don't get. Why do they wave at me?
The Jeep people do this because they sell little things to put on your steering wheel.
It's two fingers up. So it's the two fingers up, right? So you two fingers up on the steering wheel when you come across
another Jeep. Is that why they do that to me?
If you're driving a Jeep.
No, my Ladyboy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ladyboy? That's a Jeep.
I'm like,
yeah, Ladyboy is a Jeep.
Are you stupid?
All you got to do
they are stupid, but anyway.
You got to buy the plastic fingers you glue to your steering wheel, and they just sit there like this.
Really?
Yeah. And then you're done.
Steve, first of all, your car is designed to fool people into thinking it's a Jeep.
It literally says Jeep on it.
Okay. It says Jeep on it.
So I went for that interview, and this guy, so I walk into the thing, and all 5 of those guys are standing there like ambush me when I go into the plant.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me and goes, "That's not a Jeep." "But is it a Jeep?" I'm like, I said it's Korean. And I said I bought it just to fuck with people like you.
Right.
The guy starts laughing.
Look, man, your car is, if you ever run into the other person that recognizes your car and knows what it is, by law, you have to marry them.
I hope she's hot.
She won't be.
No. It's going to be John's going to buy another one.
Yeah. It's going to be the wastewater director from some other city in Pennsylvania.
Well, she's probably hot then.
That is one of those vehicles that when you see that thing, you're like, oh, I totally know what that is. And then you're like, no, you're totally wrong. Right? You think you know what that is, but that's not what it is. This picture. So if you type in Kia Rocksta, Rocksta,
brings up mine.
It brings up a picture of his Jeep, but it's wrong. So that's what's funniest about it is because the Rocksta, right, is an Asia. So that's the Asia Rocksta, right? And so did you ever find out what the proper name for your vehicle is?
It's an Asia Rocksta.
It is an Asia, not a Kia.
No,
right.
It's an Asia.
Right. It's an Asia. Right. It's an Asia Rockstar. Because if you bring up Kia Rockstar, it will literally show you Steve's car. That's the power of the Google search engine. In my life I've only seen one of them.
Wait, when yours got here?
Well, if each one of us has searched
it
and found it, then that's obviously top posted it because who else has
5 hits.
Who else has been looking for one?
Yeah. Kia Rocksta, the only Kia Rocksta that comes up that is listing correctly as a Kia Rockster is his car, which I think is a riot. Yep. Yeah, because the others are all called what they are, which is the Asia Rocksta. So I just thought that was fucking hilarious. But this is the one I'm surprised you don't.
It only rolls coal.
It only rolls coal.
It cannot roll coal. It cannot not roll coal.
So if you're like, say, I don't know, like pulling into a parking lot, you're rolling coal.
Yeah.
Going up a driveway apron.
You should see his ingenious device. That he has mounted on it.
An accumulator?
To put the coal away from him.
Oh, no. You put a big snorkel.
He put a piece of conduit on the end of the tailpipe.
That goes straight up?
That goes
No, it goes straight behind the rear wheels so that the vacuum pulls it away from you.
Right.
So you don't smell it.
So you don't stink yourself out.
No, it's great now.
Yeah. For everyone, including you?
Just the person behind me, the driver side of their car, just gets inundated with black smoke the whole time.
Suited out.
Fuck.
Absolutely suited out. So you're saying the injector might be a bit rich. Yeah.
I've adjusted it.
Yeah.
And adjusted it, and it just...
It continues to roll coal.
Yeah, because it's like perfect at 2,250 RPM. That's where it wants to run.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's good.
At 55.
But you go anywhere above it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Well, that was the thing with the Nissan pickup truck, the Datsun pickup truck he bought. When I drove that, I was like, I would hate this car in 2 days. He loves it.
I love this thing.
He loves
I drove it to New York the other day.
What?
Drove it to New York.
Really?
Top speed?
It'll do 65. But it beeps the whole time. Yeah, as soon as you hit 65, it goes beep, beep,
beep.
Welcome to Japanese cars. So I had a
You
couple.
should be driving like an RV because they're happy at 60 mile an hour. You'd be just perfectly like,
with all the other RVers over there in the right lane.
I thought of putting a Goldwing engine in that thing. It would be cool.
So much faster. We had a couple show up here the other day to buy one of my Mitsubishi Pajero Minis, which is 660 cc's, 4 cylinders, 5 valves per cylinder, turbo, MIT intercooler. And of these 660 cc little tiny vehicles you can own, this one is totally happy for people 6'4". You can put one of your friends in the back seat, provided they're willing to sit sideways. It has the most balls I've ever seen in a little 4x4 truck. And because of the turbo, the intercooler, and the 20 valves, when you launch this thing away from a red light and 2-wheel drive, it will get sideways on you. And that little 660cc motor, it loves it. And it's just right in the turbo right away. And so this guy shows up, flew here from Chicago with his wife. And they're going to have a nice romantic leisurely drive from Cleveland to Chicago.
Chirac.
6 hours away in a real car.
Yeah.
And you're going to do this in a vehicle that's not meant to ever go over 60? And I'm like, so I checked the oil 4 times before he left.
And he added an extra quart.
I should have. I checked all the fluids, showed him how to do maintenance on the whole thing. And he rolled out of here. And son of a bitch, if he didn't ping me 6 hours later, just pulled into his house in Rosedale, right by the Chicago airport. And he's like, this thing's great. I love this thing. It's fantastic. We got like 35 miles to the gallon and had a great trip. Had to pull over every, 2 hours for gas, I guess, whatever, because very small gas tank. But I was shocked that it didn't blow up. Like,
when we drove to New York,
yeah.
And usually it takes us like 7.5 hours or 7, around there.
Right.
So we get there and Kit's like, it took us 9 hours to get here.
Did it really?
It took 9 hours. And I'm like, well, I was like, at supposedly what it says is 65 the whole time.
Yeah.
But it must not. I mean, the speedometer must be off or something.
You got a GPS on your phone.
I don't never use my phone. I use a map.
It would suck to know things, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would just suck to know things.
I use a paper map. I like
so you printed out MapQuest?
MapQuest. Yeah.
I'm going 65.
Steve likes to print the internet.
I was going up 65 Nissan distance units per mile per hour. Yeah.
No, but to take a ladyboy there would really be a.
Oh, no way, man.
That would be impossible.
And to give you an idea, I didn't even drive that. So I didn't even drive that.
Oh, that thing is it's a blast.
Yeah.
Especially in low. It's like in 5th gear at like maximum RPM, it's like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is the definition of agricultural. Yeah. There's no way I was going to drive
that. And
it's
kind of like a Chrysler reduction starter when it spins up, it's like.
Well, today I spent way too much time driving a Vespa Ape, which is a 3-wheeler. And I drove this vintage P501. Oh God, it's so stinky. And it's running, we're only running it at the, 2%, 3% like you're supposed to, oil ratio, but it's just been sitting for so long.
Is it a 150 motor?
No, well, that is they call it a P501. So it's technically a 180cc motor out of the Vespa Super Sport. So it's a piston ported motor. Oh, and I believe it's piston ported motor. And
it'd be great if it was 500.
4-speed. It is so fucking anemic. And, when you think that in Italy they use that to haul 1,000 pounds of shit. And they have 50cc versions of it there too. And the P501 is considered to be like
better
a big
than
one.
Carrying 1,000 pounds of shit.
Oh, I know, man. It is so, it's
no,
so
I've
bad.
literally carried 1,000 pounds. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So, but yeah, this one is a Piaggio Ape P501. And it is so miserable. And it's...
Is it as slow as that Honda?
Which Honda?
The pizza delivery
No,
Honda?
the pizza delivery bike was slower. I think that the P501 could take him.
Well, that's a proper 50cc though.
That's true.
Yeah, that weighs more. I mean, I just wondered.
Yeah. Yeah.
The P501 is. I would like to say that its claim to fame is that it's just ugly fucking looking, right? I mean, like the thing is,
I think it's beautiful.
Everyone looks at
like
it. Everyone loses their mind and is like, "Oh my god, that's so cool!" Whatever.
I mean, was it super cheap compared to anything that had a bed on it at the time? I mean, is that what it was?
And that's the idea. Is in Italy, you go one less wheel, you save a lot of money. It's a 2-stroke, Vespa motor in the back of it, and it's just a cheap way to get shit from point A to point B. Look, they only had 3 lug nuts. Like everywhere 3 wheels instead of 4, 3 lug nuts instead of 4. Everywhere they could, they're saving money. But the part of it that sucks the most is driving it. The driving it just sucks. It is awful. When you drive this thing, you are sitting dead in the middle. A bench seat that could fit 2 normal humans. Mm-hmm. And you are sitting dead in the fucking middle of it with handlebars. Not a steering wheel, handlebars. And they're vintage, like bullshit 50s Vespa handlebars. Because everything on this bike is leftover Vespa pieces. They didn't want to spend any money on anything new. So the gear shift is on your left hand. You pull the clutch in and you rotate it and grab a gear. First, second, third, fourth.
Oh, really?
Neutrals between 1 and 2, just like a Vespa, just like a traditional Vespa. Because that's how the motor is in the back. That's the way it works. But because it's a truck, the clutch is awful, right? So the clutch is awful to begin with.
So it's a hand clutch?
It's a hand clutch. Yep. Your foot only works the foot brake, which is a juice brake for all 3 wheels.
For all 3 wheels?
Yeah. Yeah, the juice brake is
the balance is probably really good with that.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, you smoosh the brakes as hard as you can, the front wheel locks up, and then eventually the back ones come in. It's the exact opposite of how you want it to work. But it is just shit. And for a bench seat that's 3.5 feet wide, you can't even pick anybody up because if you are driving it, the swing of the handlebars
it's going to hit them.
is going to hit them.
Yeah, but you figure for Italian women over 22, it's perfectly fine.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Put them in the bed.
Put them in the bed. That's all you can do is put them in the bed. That's all you got. This thing sucks. It has a valve to bleed heat off the engine into the cab.
Nice.
Yay. That's great. It has a single electric motor for a windshield wiper that moves at the speed of a geriatric sloth. It is just
John,
like you flip the switch and it's like glacial movement. Yeah. So it's pretty terrible. But my favorite thing though is the device for reverse. So the device for reverse.
Is it a trap door in the floor where you put your foot down and kick?
It's this far away. It's this far away. There is a very flexible lever made out of way too thin of steel. And you take it off of its resting lock position and you slide it down. Now, the motor has to be running. It has to be kind of idling because gear clash would be a bad thing. It can't be revving too much. But it also can't just be dead stopped. So then you slide it down and it catches. It gives you no mechanical input that you've done anything. It's now in a different position. Mm-hmm. And then when you let the clutch out, it goes backwards instead of forwards. In all four gears.
Oh, nice.
In all 4 gears.
In all 4 gears. So you can get out of trouble.
Tanks.
You can get out of trouble as fast as you can get into it. It is absolutely true.
My handle's better in reverse with the 2 front.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure you could flip it just as easy. Yeah. So it is a terrible, terrible vehicle. And so I drove it around way too much today. And as much as I hate everything about it, I hate the left door more. The left door makes a squeak rattle that I have yet to figure out. I had a stack of business cards and I was shoving them in different places in the door to try and wedge
shim
it, and it's a squeak rattle. And I don't know how that can happen, but a rattle and a squeak that happens at the exact same time.
I have a vehicle. I have to just take my hat off and close it in the door.
Yeah.
And that fixes it.
Which
vehicle would that be?
The RV.
The RV?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it makes like...
Yeah.
So I take my hat off, put it in the door, slam it.
And then you're cool.
I'm cool.
Yeah, this one I haven't figured that out yet. I just haven't figured it out. I can't figure out how it's going to work right. But the box is going back on it. And so the box it's got a Prosecco cylinder system in it. So it's got Prosecco taps all around it. But the box weighs fucking well over 900 pounds.
Oof. The box weighs more than the bed of your tail?
Yeah. The Prosecco thing back there is super heavy.
Wow.
Yeah, super heavy. Because it wasn't built by Vespa. It wasn't built by Piaggio. It was built by an aftermarket contractor that used whatever he could find. and it's really, really overbuilt. But this is one of those vehicles that
He 3D printed it using Lincoln welding rods.
Nice.
Can you hear me well?
a very strong chance of that. That worked out well. Yeah, that worked out very well.
I'm going to call you when I edit this. We're going to talk the whole time.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Jesus Christ. So they say its top speed is 39 miles per hour.
Oh, like the Versus.
So it is 180 cc. I wasn't that far wrong.
That's really good.
Yeah, I wasn't too far off. Yeah. So that's that.
Why did you throw that ball at me?
You deserved it.
Oh.
Is there any hate mail for John? Because I miss hearing everybody hating John.
Yeah, I will look, but I didn't see any fresh hate mail from John.
Hold on, let me get one over to you.
Why are you typing?
Okay, so here's our last story of the day. The last news event. And this one I kind of like. This one, I like everything about this story because it's getting things back to normal after COVID. That's nice. It's also, it's too bad Nigel's not here because he'd be all over this one. But anyway, from our friends over at Motorcycle News, racing returns to Aintree. The Liverpool circuit is back after 3 years. And I'm just going to pull this picture up. Anybody tell me what they notice about this picture?
Sidecars?
Yeah.
What stands out about this picture?
A lot of guys nuts the butts.
Well, first of all, the sidecars are on the wrong sides of the motorcycles.
Yeah.
True.
Right? Second of all,
There's a large cooling tower in the background.
look at what's in the background.
Oh, shit.
There's a giant cooling tower in the background.
Dang.
Right? So that made me curious. I was really wondering what the conditions were at this particular motorcycle racetrack, because this motorcycle racetrack has been around for a really, really long time. It was built in 1954. Okay. And its original was a 3-mile course, a 3-mile Grand
course?
Prix circuit.
Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Is it near 3 Mile Island?
It is not near 3 Mile Island, but it is just north of Liverpool. Okay. So there's Liverpool and there's where it is. And what I thought was cool about it, because, I like looking up stuffs and maps and all kinds of fun things like that. What I thought was cool about this particular place, thank you very much, is that outside, so it's a triangle-shaped property, and the outside of the triangle-shaped property is not a motorcycle. So you can see that there's a motor course in the middle of it, right? So that's all very obvious, right? So there's 2 different racetracks, and there's a GP course here, and then there's an oval, kind of a big, weird oval there. But you know what all this is around the outside?
A moat?
It's not, but you're not far off. You see those things? Do you know what those are?
Nope.
Bridges?
Are they starting to become a little more evident as to what they are?
It's
Dams?
a horse racetrack?
It's a horse racetrack. Those are jumps. Those are steeplechase jumps.
Oh, wow.
Because it turns out that Aintree is in fact a horse racing. It's where they hold the Grand National.
Oh.
I thought that was super cool. Yeah. Now, 23-time TT winner John McGuinness got his start at Aintree.
Oh.
Carl Fogarty got his start at Aintree.
What song did he make?
He was Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yeah, that's right. He was in.
He's John
he was in there. Right.
Steve.
Right.
Different one.
Steve.
His cousin.
So I think it's so cool that they are getting this back together. So I'm really happy that they're doing that. I think that's fucking cool.
In other racetrack news.
Yes.
Do you remember when you go down to Columbus, there'd be the Malibu Grand Prix down there?
Yes, the go-kart track.
Yes. But it's fairly large, et cetera, whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty big for a go-kart track. Yeah.
A developer bought that, and they're putting a full-scale racetrack behind that now.
What?
Yeah, right exactly in that location.
Like a kart track, 10 turns in 1 mile?
No, like a full, take your Miata S-Spec
Oh,
class.
a car racetrack.
Real racetrack.
That seems like very expensive property there just north of Columbus, Polaris area.
Yeah. So
To be a race car racetrack.
race car track going in.
Wow. I'll bet you they're doing that because the high school for the deaf is right there, and it probably wouldn't annoy them. Yeah,
it could be.
It's not kidding. The high school, the deaf high school is right there.
But it would be nice to have a new track to possibly do motorcycle track.
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
It wasn't just a bunch of bumps.
If that was if that location, because we used to drive 45 minutes south of Columbus or an hour south of Columbus to go to Pumpkin Alley, Circleville, and race there as a 10-turn, 1 mile race car track. Yeah. So, and having nothing to do with nothing, other than I just thought this was cute, so I thought I'd pull it up. There's this electric motorcycle company called Cake. They're from Sweden, and they're Swedish. And they this bike comes with an Allen key. And that's all it comes with in the entire thing. It's flat pack. It carries an IKEA, so you can have the bike and it comes with an IKEA. But the Cake, the new range aimed at what professional users called the Work Series, and you start with their existing platform, and you could fit. It comes with a little larger. But those are hooks on the side to carry lumber and timbers and shit. You can see a man's got his radial arm saw set on the back. Some totes with all kinds of various sundry items in there.
I thought that was an espresso machine.
I did too when I first saw it. But yeah, they've got really, really large platforms on them. Yeah, I think they're really cool.
Are those children's seats in the front there?
They could be. Look,
it's not Asia.
Look,
not fit for humans. Only 2 monkeys.
2 for the monkey. Yes. Would you like to touch my monkey?
Those are the Germans.
Right.
Right. Germans.
Oh, I missed that.
Nice. You knew it was coming.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was fun because it is kind of a fun interpretation on the idea of electric bikes. I ride a lot of electric scooters around here locally here at the shop. I do my little errands and all my running around on electric scooters. And so I do appreciate how kind of fun and functional they are. We've been a Zero dealer for a long time, but I still don't use the Zero. I don't use the Zero as my main motorcycle transportation. And it is really refreshing to me when I do ride one, how different it is, like how silent it is and everything else. And that's kind of fun. And I like that. And today I had to do a lot of schlepping. So I had to do a bunch of schlepping around. So I used the electric scooter for that. And God, it's so much fun. It is a blast. For running around the city, the electric scooter is dominant. There's just, you are like the world's greatest soccer football forward. You are everywhere. Nobody knows where you are. They can't predict your outcome. They have no idea where you're going to be. So it makes you invisible to bad car drivers. So bad car drivers that are doing the things that they're not supposed to be doing, you can see them and you can play against them and then overtake them. And they never knew you were there. And it's just great because people are like, oh, that's the problem with being a motorcyclist is the cars can't see you. No, that's a superpower. The cars can't fucking see me. They have no idea where I am.
Sometimes I don't like to use my turn signals because I'm giving it away.
Right.
I don't want them to know where I'm going.
You've been in that deal where you've been behind a guy who's just been the world's worst driver. And you're behind the guy and you know you're going to skinny off on the next right-hand turn. You know that. And you also know that if that cocksmoker looks in his rearview mirror and sees your right turn signal on, he's going to throw his on out of sympathy, or he's going to cut into your part of the lane. Yep. You know it. And you know what? I'm like, well, yeah, so I might be giving him too much. I'm going to turn my turn signal on. Sure as shit. He must be looking in his rearview mirror while he's texting because all of a sudden he comes over and crowds that 2 feet of lane I had. Yep. So sometimes you're right, John. Don't fucking reveal it. Don't give it away.
Don't telegraph.
Don't telegraph your actions. Just make it a fucking surprise. Look, if they don't know you're going to be there, they can't fucking come out and get you. So kind of fun.
Yes, so that's it. Yes, Steve, they can mount a dildo on that seat.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I knew that was priority.
You and I could go 2 up then.
Hey! Perfect. Anybody got anything else? Did anybody bring a joke?
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
I did. Right here.
Uh-oh. No jokes?
All right.
All right.
John walks into a bar. John walks into a wastewater plant with a box of donuts. It says,
shut the fuck up.
I got to tell you, Steve, Mr. Hoffert, it's been a while. And you can tell because nobody has had him as uncomfortable. He has been totally confident. He's been totally comfortable. in himself and his being since you've been gone. So now that you're back, he squirms again. He's back to.
I must say though, I love working with him.
What's green and smells like pork?
Kermit's finger.
Bingo!
Hey, folks, remember to please ride fast and take chances. Play us out here, John.
Bum 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 bum.